history has been able to always either tie it up or win the series over OG, but now being a best of 3, could this be the miracle run? It is the Magnus faces Void that we were very heavily against in NA in the last patch. We remember talking about that a lot, but how do you feel it here? Does it feel like it's been amped up?
I think it's fine. I think Tundra's draft is exponentially better than last one. The last draft that they had a lot of holes in their draft. I didn't understand how they would play the game if they ever got behind. I saw the vision of maybe if they were ahead, but you can play at all stages of the game here with their draft here. I think the Faces Void it can be risky, but I don't always judge a Faces Void game off how good is Chrono. A lot of this hero's potential is based off how much can you use time dilation, and you can use it quite a lot in this game. There's a lot of heroes like Darkseer, Windranger, Bane, even Tiny, who can go on a major time lock problem here if you can manage to get the dilation off.
Oh yeah, sure. This is a really good time dilation game when you put it that way, considering the long cooldowns that OG has. And of course, the mobility might be a tiny bit of an issue, despite having the Darkseer on the team, and of course the Windranger. But Yoragi bringing out the carry Windranger. As the panel already talked about, this is not something new, but it's obviously maybe not something they were potentially
just
expecting.
Getting blood grenaded to death here.
Yeah, DM's dead. All right.
That was
That's
2
one way
blood
to start it.
grenades.
Benefit of the grenades, just tossing them around, and Darkseer. Obviously, you've got Iron Shell to start things off with. You never go level 1 Surge. I think that would have been even better for Tundra if he actually forced it to use it.
Yeah, I mean, interesting enough, they just were starting off securing the lane against the Darkseer, getting the kill on him. 33, he's playing a big strength tanky hero, so he can go to this lane by himself, drag the wave back here. Get a really good advantage here for Tundra starting this game off.
Yeah, they're very happy to get that early kill like they did last game. Of course, it was off of Yoragi. That was the first blood that they got from the Monkey King in game number 1, continuing to do so here as well off of the offlaner. The lane is actually, like, Snaking is probably going to have a very, very good time. You know, just chilling, just right-clicking away, throwing some pesky, sticky bombs. Darkseer can't really put up a fight, and I don't think the Spirit Breaker can either.
Darkseer lanes are very similar to, let's say, example, Sand King lanes, where whether or not your level 1 is good or bad can determine how the rest of your lane's gonna go. Because of that rotation and how they made that happen, I think Skier's gonna be happy from now on. Already, Faces Void is a good hero against the Darkseer innately, just because you can kill his creeps, you can time lock out if you manage to take a little too much damage, the wall doesn't affect you very much, and of course, the dilation is super good versus the Darkseer here. Already sitting at level 2.
That is just massive. Like, they're just bullying this Yoragi wind over and over again. Like, what can you do? You've got Power Shot at level 1. You're still not level 2. You just get slowed by Shockwave into another slow from Scatter Blast. Continue into the Cookie Stun. They're going really, really well for Tundra, at least from the side lanes. Getting an early kill on both. And I don't think they're going to be stopping just quite yet. Saksa does drop low as Chu does get an opening to fight back, but gets skewered onto the high ground by 33.
Interesting. As I was saying in the last game, like, I don't expect to see what happened to Tundra in game number 1 to happen again. Their adjustments that they needed to make were quite simple, and they made them. And arguably, with a stand-in, they should be the better team. I think they just got super outdrafted in that game, and already going into this game number 2, they've stepped it up a notch and look way better. The only issue might be potentially in the mid lane here, but this is a Tiny favored matchup against the Pangolier, and 9 is still getting something. It's really going to come down to rotations at some point on which mid laner can make things happen on the side lanes.
Oh yeah, and of course, like, the whole theory about we're still at the start of the DPC's final tour. It is the first day, the first series, but scoring points early going to be super important for that TI spot, because currently sitting at 9th and 15th places on Tundra and OG. Tundra having a bit of an advantage over OG. Making sure that you're going to get those wins early is going to solidify your spot towards the major. You're going to get more points. For Tundra's sake, they can secure that spot a bit easier, but OG has to do a lot more heavy lifting in this final DPC tour, basically. They have only a 200-point difference, but that could just be the difference between life and death. Are we going to directly qualify for TI or not?
Yeah, it very well could be, and that's always something scary. And something else scary is DM's laning stage, sitting at level 2 at 4 minutes now. Skeeter sitting
CS.
with 11 denies on him. It's rough. And in the mid lane here, they need this to connect. At least they'll take away the water. And
yeah,
it helps.
Uragi is not doing much better either. He's at 10 CS right now, so both side lanes are not looking hot at all for OG.
Definitely rough for OG in this particular game. They went for a draft that is very unconventional. Very fast tempo, looking like they want to play the same pace that they did in game number 1, maybe feeling themselves a bit too much. And like, yeah, we can just run him over, guys. Let's go ahead and just pick carry Wind Ranger, put a tiny mid. Who knows if these are really going to work out, but they need to work out really badly because they don't have very good recovery paths.
Also, the factor of the chrono that comes later into this game for the Faceless Void. There's a lot of interrupts coming into this one, and top lane, they're trying to battle out against Saksa, but Chu also puts himself a bit out of position. Does have a Lotus to use for some burst, and maybe even get a kill on Saksa. 33 has to intervene, but the power shot from Uragi, oh, that kill is going to be super needed for OG. It's their first one, but it also does open up the lane a little bit. It does push Wind Ranger up in XP with that.
Yeah, that's what they need. If you're OG right now, your draft is purely meant to run around and get kills. Uragi wants to do similar things this last game, playing the Wind Ranger, making rotations on the map. This is not a hero that runs back to the neutrals and farms neutrals very quickly. Much like Monkey King with the build that he went. He wants to be active, and he's going to have to be active with BZM too, as he does get a toss back from the mid lane.
Yeah, they're trying to go for a play in mid, but at the same time, they do find DM in the bottom lane. They were poking Aramis for a moment, but Snaking and Skitter just get a good connection onto the Darkseer with that blast off. He really just doesn't have the durability required in this lane until he has that Vanguard.
6-minute rune.
Let's see if they can get a success here. It's a regen rune. That's going to be bottled up by 9. BZM, maybe even a kill on top of this. They got the Nightmare Slow on the Pango, keeping him away, but the charge from Aramis, healing himself up, pushes the snap onto the tower. BZM gets to live. And Chu, with the help of Aramis, will force away 9 and Snaking out of that fray. Very, very clutch moment, getting that good charge in just as Saksa was feeling very confident about the dive under the tower.
Yeah, and you need to make these plays happen on the Spirit Breaker too. As we're going to see in the ball,
we see the bottom kill here.
Down here. It's just poor DM. It's just, he's struggling so hard in this bot lane. 13 CS, dreams of a Vanguard. These are not the games that you look at as a Darkseer, and you particularly feel like you're in a good spot here.
Yeah, it's just a casual roaming techies, and you have been marked, my friend. At least they're making him slowly drop here, but OG looks like they're still going to get the kill with the tree toss. And that also means that the Wisdom Rune is going to be intact. I think he was looking for that in the first place, but he was found. And Chu, he's done the same thing in the top lane. Saksa was the one to pick it up, though, so Chu doesn't get the experience for himself.
Yeah, at least we didn't get to see a stolen Wisdom Rune. I feel like whenever you steal that first Wisdom Rune and you're already winning the laning stage, it's such a big snowball effect. It feels very difficult to get back into the game, so them stopping the techies there from getting to that Wisdom Rune was absolutely crucial for their game.
Oh yeah, for sure, because that also reduces the timing that Magnus can start doing those skewers into bombs combos, basically. And then, of course, with the Snapfire, having Mortimer's Kisses and the capability for Tundra to fight even more often with already a snowballing laning state, that could just shut down the Tiny, because it's a domino effect. And you got the Rolling Thunder onto Chu. The Haste Rune is also there. Nine's going to steal this one, too. So BZM, no action rune for a total of 2 minutes now. And Chu will drop, but a big combo comes out as well. Skitter with a time dilation. Aramis will finish off Saksa. He got him. Does he look for the deny? Doesn't look like he's going to get there in time. The slows are too much to deal with, and a double for 9.
A big worth it there, because you got Skeeter to rotate out of that bot lane, and you still get that kill on the Spirit Breaker onto the Snapfire, so now you just got to walk back bottom on Skeeter. Nine's going to join him here, but join him for what exactly? I guess we'll just stop and end up hitting some creeps here, or run back to the mid lane. And
Yeah,
DM
just going on autopilot for a moment.
Yeah, DM's resorted to farming Ancients as a Darkseer with no mana. Just got some clarities delivered here. Trying to make what he can from his game, but he's struggling in this one. He's having a rough one.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just going to take a bit of time as well for this Darkseer to have impact in this game. A bit of a bounty battle with Aramis snaking.
Oh, and there's our
back now. And top lane RP, yep, 2 to drop. Another kill for Tundra, up to 6 now.
Yeah,
9 is also rotated. Maybe Hiragi does potentially drop here too. Smorshbuckle only 1 connection though. Turning around, getting some damage out with that Javelin, but here comes Skitter. And there's nothing to interrupt this Chrono. So they will get Hiragi. Aramis charging in, charges into the Rolling Thunder of 9. BZM, oh, that's your Tiny Dead as well. So you're going to lose both big cores.
What a rotation from Skeeter. They're using the gameplay there, showing up. I was like, this could potentially be bad here for Tundra. If you make this turnaround, the focus fire was off, but Skeeter is there with the gameplay, ends up getting the Chronosphere on the 2 heroes there. What a boss. And he gets an Empower for his trouble too. It's like, alright, you gank my lane, here's an Empower.
Yep.
Farm it up.
Oh, that's a beautiful one because it actually catches 9 on the back too. Wasn't really playing on getting an interruption, or actually a shackle shot to connect, more just to slow him down from Aramis to catch him on the stairs, but he found an extra, able to get closer in, finish off the techies. And OG, they're also bringing in these kills, and like you said, they're a lineup that just wants to run around the map, look for these solo pickoffs from time to time. These supports really need to get their experience up, while Darkseer's just doing jungle things. They're both supports are currently 4 and 5, so not too far behind Tundra's supports, but it's not a very healthy situation to be in because those big battles, they might just start from Tundra's initiative.
They could potentially, and Skeeter's going to gate back to top, realizing that he's in a bit of trouble in that bottom lane as they try to make a rotation. But naturally, if the game is passive, you're going to see Tundra pull ahead really far in the net worth. Faceless Void is going for that Midas, does have Empower. Mag is going to obviously empower himself and farm a lot too. And Pango's a hero that naturally can just clear creep waves with 2 abilities as well. So we talk a lot about how things need to happen for OG, and they really do, and it needs to be soon. But I don't think Tundra's going to let it happen for free.
Set up in bottom, Mortimer's Kiss is used, 33, he's got himself the RP, but he's out of mana for it. He's just going to have to chase up Hiragi. Maybe now he can pop it. Yes, he will. Doesn't skewer in, just walks in for the RP, and Skitter to help him out, 33 for the kill. And carry Windranger down.
Yeah, and that's your carry dead now. I'm trying to find a timing here for OG in which they need to make things happen, because the state of the game is severely bad for them right now already. It's only 12 minutes into the game, but things are not great by any means. 9 has his Diffusal, already punishing BZM in the mid lane, burning all his mana, making so his rotations are a bit harder. Snaking showing up to help him get even more runes. Now he has a shield rune on top of it, so he's going to be god mode for the next 3 minutes because that rune lasts forever for unknown reasons.
Yeah.
And what do you do now if you're OG to make plays? I think you just have to group up and start fighting. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same exact situation that Tundra was in last game. You're trying to run around, find farm on the map, but you're just getting picked off. Tundra's heroes are much better at finding you on the map now. The RP is... you can say it's a big cooldown, but it's back in 1 minute here.
Yeah, they found the Pango here, and into the Fiend's Grip he goes. That's a big one here.
Got a shield
also
rune.
Stunned up by Hiragi, but the shield rune has been popped and activated. It's not going to be enough, though. And the kill is going to take place. Some mines drop down as well to get themselves these kills, but not going to happen. Just not enough damage. Even the Faceless Void's going to get caught here, but Chu, does he have the range for the Nightmare? No, he doesn't. So it's just going to be Soxa in the middle. Aramis gets blown up, walks into the minefield. Shanley, it's just that one only mine that you stepped on.
Yeah. I mean, if 9 could have got that shield rune off, he may be able to turn that by getting the shield crash off into the Rolling Thunder, but he was like less than half a second from getting that one off. But perfect chain stun makes it so he couldn't. Much needed kills there for OG. They got to keep up the pressure. Maelstrom is now online for Hiragi. Really looking a lot at what can he accomplish in this game, and it looks like it might just be his next death.
Yeah, looks like that's the only accomplishment right now is making a speed run to the graveyard. 20 seconds, he's going to be back up. But BZM, fresh Blink Dagger, smoking up with Aramis and DM. They locate 9, so this is actually been handed out to them. Don't have to look for the kill when it just waltzes into your hands. But 9, look at the Rolling Thunder. Oh, we got the Nightmare off on the wrong. Actually, it did connect onto 9, but it's going to run out before the Rolling Thunder does.
Yep, good old debuff immunity. You can still cast your spells on it. Just doesn't do anything. But the shield rune was the difference there. If he didn't activate that, he would have died for sure. Very strong rune. Allows him to escape a 4-man smoke gank. Quite powerful. And Snaking will also escape a gank from 3 heroes just by blasting off away. And during that whole time, by the way, them trying to get those 2 kills, Tundra has gained 2,000 gold. And OG gained none.
Two big rotation attempts, a smoke gank, trying to get the blink reveal to work out for BZM, but no kills whatsoever going for OG there. So Tundra feeling very comfortable right now with how things are going. It's not looking as much for OG, and we've got a smoke coming up with a DD rune still up on 9. It's going to expire in a while, but if they find a target right away, they can still utilize it. Mortimer's Kiss is ready. And of course,
they just want to chrono someone
to BZM. Yeah, they could just chrono him here if they want to, but see what they do. BZM with the blink dodge. That's all they needed. Okay.
Well, that was awkward, wasn't it?
That was pretty awkward, yeah.
That was pretty awkward, but at the end of the day, he didn't know exactly where all the heroes were. They got the avalanche off him tiny. Didn't really read his blink fast enough to get the chrono off. And they just walk away on OG. It's okay, it's not the end of the world for them. They can just go again. Kind of shows the state of the game here for OG. They just kind of back. They have to back whenever they see Tundra right now.
Yeah.
And that's just the name of the game. They're going to use another smoke here on OG. I think if they do get good positioning.
They have good vision. They have really good vision in this area. Like, that sentry has been placed down before the orbs was put down, so they can see them backing away. But how does this fight start? They've got the Nightmare Fiend script onto Skinner. Perfect start for the battle, and that's your carry out of the game. Rolling Thunder, though, they got Chu. He's pretty much used everything, so he's happy to fall here, but he's making them pay for it as long as possible. The DM unable to help him out there. Neither is Aramis. 9. We got a couple of pokes out here. The Magnus being controlled for the time being. RP is there, and he's going to get the connection. That Soxa with the Mortimer's Kisses. He did get 1 connection, but that's all they needed. And that's all she wrote. DM's going to be dropping as well. 4 kills for Tundra with the cost of Skinner losing his life. So Tundra happy to take that trade.
If I see the double Seeds of Serenity planted on the ground, I'm backing. OG, they walk into the Seeds of Serenity. We have one on 9. And also Soxa, they both dropped them next to each other, so the whole floor was blooming green as Yuragi. I think he might be dead here. Because Snaking hits for 113 damage, thanks to Universal Hero things. And he'll get the kill.
Yeah. I think we got like 6 or 7 Universal Heroes in this game as well, so expect a lot of right-clicking this game. Snaking to drop next. Sox is still being chased up. 33, no RP, but he's got some heavy hits. He's trying to break through Aramis and that shield. Still on the chase, curing him down. Will finish off the kill. Soxa to drop as well. BZM, though, tossing out this Magnus. And that Echo Saber and the Vanguard, plus the Seeds of Serenity. Well, it's not a lot of extra regen, but it's enough to keep OG at bay. You can't kill me, boys. Just give up.
Yeah, we have a ton of Universal Heroes. I think teams are really eyeballing them just because of how the stats distribution works. So we got Techies is 1, Pango's 1, Mag is 1, Snapfire's 1, Bane, Darkseer, Wind Ranger. Yeah, that's quite a bit of Universal
Heroes. Yeah, that's 7, yeah. Solid amount.
Thanks, I'm from NA, I can't
right
count, so.
Technically, I am too, in a way, but...
Alright, Harpoon online for 33. No blink, though. Just a Vanguard Harpoon rush.
Trying to catch Chu, but it's proving to be a bit difficult here. We get the cookie finally to connect on top of Chu. DM. Oh, the back wall on 3. Yuragi here as well. Does get the shackle shot. And also the focus fire onto 33. He's going to be very durable, though. And Yuragi would like to target him above anything else, but Darkseer in trouble. BCM interrupting the backline as well. They're going to take down the Techies, and then they'll take down 9's Courier as well inside. It's a little bit of a prize too. They still got Chrono, but Uragi already dead. Chu to be following out as well, and 33 still alive after everything that's happened. And a 2-for-1 trade takes place, but they're not done yet. Blink ready on BZN. Aramis charging in, giving vision on Skitter. 9 missing out the swashbuckle. You don't want to get a 3-man shield crash. It's going to be a 2-man, so Tango going to be very durable here. But Skitter still the Chrono. The threat is still there. Aramis will drop. And OG has to back away with the remnants of this fight. Just 2 heroes surviving after all what just we witnessed.
The Harpoon play is real. I think right now, 33 is doing a really good job at understanding what he needs to do in this game. He doesn't need a Blink Dagger. All he needs to do is Harpoon and RP the Wind Ranger. That's it. And he's going to skip the Blink entirely, go for the Crimson Guard. I think this is normally when I see 33 in his prime. Meanwhile, as we see Soxa, might end up oh, their Yules is available. Maybe they won't get him.
Still got the vacuum. Into the shackle shot. Skitter. Chrono drop down. Aramis is going to charge into it as well. Oh. Taken into a different dimension indeed as the Spirit Breaker charges into the Chrono, but what can you do?
4 stacks of time dilation on the Darkseer right now. Not going to chase him out.
Snaking still hunting for Aramis in the tree line without vision, so nobody there.
So yeah, I think this game is
11,000.
I mean, it's even worse than last game, to be totally honest with you. Like, what do you do at this point if you're OG? They're in a similar situation. They picked a bunch of hipster heroes that have to win their lane. They have a very specific, like, win condition. They don't pick, like, the generic win route. Like, you'll see Gaimin Gladiators when they play. They can win from, like, all stages of the game because they draft very much so in a way where you have options throughout the game. OG, they've ran off options. Their only option right now is for Tundra to just make a lot of mistakes. Of course, they have to punish those mistakes, put themselves in positions so Tundra can make those mistakes, but their heroes overall right now can't do too much. Your Wind Ranger doesn't have anything, can't really farm, you're down 12,000 gold, it's not going to get much easier for you.
Now, OG hipsters confirmed. Yeah, that this Wind Ranger, it's been played by Misha, by Q, by Leo Style. It's just been mid. So I'm not really blaming the position the hero is in. I can see it work as a carry, but you didn't get yourself a favorable matchup in the laning stage. It wasn't looking too hot from there either. So OG just doesn't get to play their playbook, basically, in this game at all.
I mean, it's just basically picking a lot of heroes that can only do a small amount of things. They don't farm Ancients very well. They don't hit buildings particularly well either. Pretty low building damage. They don't kill Roche very quickly either, and if you do, you have to commit focus fire, so if the other team does come contest it, you're pretty useless.
Yeah.
So you really just have to, like, own the map and kill heroes. You can get around the map quickly with Wind Ranger. You can get kills with the Spear Breaker accompanying that. However, if you're not ahead, like we saw in the Monkey King game, and making those rotations become a lot harder.
They located Chu.
And it's going to be a similar situation from last game where OG are going to struggle to figure out what they need to be doing on the map. And it's not really easy either. Tundra had the same issue last game when you're this far behind and you have a draft that it's difficult to see what your timing is. I'm trying to figure out myself here. You got an Atos, perhaps this Gleipnir going into the late game. Give up the map as much as you can to Tundra. Play the side lanes and just drag it out. Hopefully at some point in the game, Darkseer can get a huge vacuum. Only 2 points in the vacuum right now, so I guess levels is what they need more than anything. So until then, they're chilling as they're going to take both Tormentors now.
I do also feel like it's hard to find an easy route for OG into finding win conditions in success in fights, because they're kind of one-trick ponies in a way. Like, you're waiting for a big vac wall combo, or you lock down a single hero, blow him out fast. What happens if the opponent just buys back in, has maybe TP boots, or fighting next to an enemy objective? I don't feel like OG can ever actually take that, because Tundra will always have the advantage.
And Tundra just went into 2 Tormentors into Roshan, or they did 1 Tormentor into Tier 2. into another Tormentor, into Roshan, pretty much getting every single objective in the game right now. And they still managed to get a gold lead here. So, I mean, I'm painting a pretty grim story here for OG, which is fairly accurate. However,
it's not one to tell for the kids.
Yeah, there's always avenues to get back into the game. There's always that miracle that can happen, where it can make things happen. And it's mainly going to be off Tundra going somewhere on the map where they shouldn't be, and OG being ready for it.
Yeah, some stories aren't just always about sunflowers and waffles with ice cream. This one's definitely something very different on the side of OG.
Not every story has a happy ending.
Exactly. Tundra, though, closing out from multiple directions onto OG here. Now picking up the illusion rune as well. Another extra dodge available. That's going to make Bane's life just a tad bit harder. 33 already pressing out the wave onto the tier 2 tower. And OG just trying to split and find farm around the map. There's so many items that they need. Maybe even too much.
Did he cancel the charge? Whoopsie. At any rate, doesn't really matter. Ownage from Tundra here. Farming it up. Maybe OG can find some type of opening here in the mid lane on 9, but he's got an Aghanim Scepter now. He's quite tanky, 2,000 HP. That will not be enough for Tiny to burst anymore. One of the advantages that you do have as a Tiny against Pango is the dream of bursting him, because he's not the highest HP hero. But when you have this much farm, no longer a reality.
Even if you are riding the title of Comeback Kings, not every single game is possible. But let's see if this one works out. I mean, there's a chance here. Fiend Script onto the Pango. 9's going to be the target. Skitter looking for Chew. Maybe we'll find him as well. Shackle Shot does connect on 2 for 33, pushing them away from the fight. 9's already down, and Tiny is about to drop as well, so BZM to drop 2. And Rama's going to get used up in the air. Yuragi still has Focus Fire available. Is it onto Skitter this time? Oh, he's just going to finish off the Snapfire. RP missed, though. So this does give a bit of an avenue. Nicely used Gleipnir as well at the same time as the Chrono does get dropped, and then we go for the Nether Strike to slow down Skitter just a bit of extra. Yuragi gets to stand his ground. And Chu, he has been spotted, but he pulls them all together. Can they make it work here? Just not enough damage. Their openings are so limited here, and Tundra, despite the situation, they will continue to find a victory. And that Aegis remains on the Faceless Void, so they finished off the Range Racks, and now they can just clean out that entire top lane of buildings. Lift forced out 2, maybe with Tiny respawning, they might actually have to back out. He is teleporting right nearby. But who do you go on? Harpoon play onto DM, skewering him down to the low ground. BZM has finally arrived, but yeah, it's just an avalanche.
Yeah, they're going to save their Strax. They still have the BKB available for Skeeter. Now, I think they want to try and get out. Think you leave the mag here for dead, or can he tank this?
Looks like he can. Focus Fire's up in 6 seconds, though, so the big cooldown is coming back up. Another Harpoon skewer onto Chew. Slowly dropping.
3 versus 5, no problem. Who cares? It just took one time dilation and Void going in to scare them off. That fight, you couldn't have got a better fight, I feel like, if you're OG. RP misses, you Chronosphere, you don't get, like, you get like 3 attacks off it, because luckily Yuragi did get the Gleipnir right before the Chrono went off. You don't get a better fight if you're OG here, so... Oh, the Harpoon play did miss there, actually. 5-man vacuum.
Surge too strong, I guess. You got the Rolling Thunder onto the high ground, and DM going to be in the middle of it. So is Aramis with the Nether Strike. Will be targeted down. Chew is going to be chased up by 33. They finish off Yuragi. And OG just dropping one after the other. This is definitely a very vice versa game from game number 1, where OG might have dominated, but this one totally in Tundra's hands, and they tie it up. We're going to game 3.
It was a clinical one. Straight from the laning stage. At no point did Tundra lose control of this game. They fixed their...